Hey guys, this is a explicit podcast, so if you are under the age of 18, we would rather you not listen to this. We talk about suggestive topics and use profanity throughout our episodes. Also, if you're easily offended or just plain can't take a joke, please move on to a different podcast. We're not the one for you. Thanks, and if you're still here, enjoy the show. Hey guys, I just wanted to mention that this episode was recorded a little further in the past than it was published. So some of the dates and things that we're talking about might be a little out of date if you're hearing this right away. So I just wanted to put that out there so you're aware. Enjoy the show. Welcome to Drunken Rebels Podcast. This is Tunes.
I'm Blue Will.
This is Terrell.
And this is our first episode. So yeah, I guess we're going to kind of just do a regular nerd kind of podcast. We like video games. We play Dungeons and Dragons. I like Star Wars. Yeah, I mean anything we feel like talking about is really where we're going to go. So hopefully you like this, and we'll continue on.
Okay, so I sent you all a list of all the movies that are being delayed because of Corona. And I figured this would be a good place for us to start because there's a lot of conversation about like the hubris behind certain directors and their absolute fucking desire to make sure their movie is the first thing seen in theaters because they think they're God's gift to film. I'll let you figure out which one I'm talking about there. But then it's but I think anything that's been delayed indefinitely is being called unspecified. And then some of them have streaming dates attached to them. Some of them have been like, they've just given up on theaters altogether. Mm-hmm. And some of them are just being bold as fuck. Like New Mutants is like, oh, August 28th, we'll be in theaters. It's like, yeah, okay.
Streaming.
Oh, man. And it's funny, too, because they said the original release date for New Mutants was April 2020. I don't know if I believe that, because I remember that got pushed back a lot before.
Right.
And yeah, originally slated to be released in 2018. Okay.
I see Mulan is unspecified.
Yeah, I think Mulan might be dead in the water because they already struck up their own just ugly ass controversy during the Hong Kong riots, which I'm not even going to get into but yeah, like certain members of that cast were just like down with the protesters, praise Mother China. It was a bad look. And Disney was like, oh, yes, of course. Yes. Hooray, Mother China. So everyone's like, oh, Disney. Oh, maybe not right now.
How about Bill and Ted Face the Music?
God, I'm so stoked about that movie.
I'm actually really excited about that.
Yeah. Terrell, you seen the trailer?
I love both trailers, and I think this is going to be a winner.
Oh, it looks like a fucking winner, right?
Like that movie outbrave the freaking, pandemic lands.
You'll sit shoulder to shoulder with your coughing friends.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
watch it.
It looks so fun.
It really does. And just under that is Monster Hunter. Oh, good Lord. Have you seen...
No.
Have you seen any of it? Oh, it's by the same asshole who did the Resident Evil movies.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and of course...
gave him that franchise?
Of course, his wifey, Mila, is in the lead role again.
Is that based off of a video game?
Monster Hunter. You don't know Monster Hunter?
No, I know Monster Hunter. That's why I asked.
Yeah, no, it's a video game, yeah. But instead of being like, a default fun fantastical world, they had to make the main character like a special forces cop, some kind of like Earth realm character who is somehow magically transported to this magical realm, because they wouldn't be happy if they didn't have guns in there somewhere.
No.
So
you need guns.
Yeah, It looks it looks so bad. Oh God, I encourage you to look it up. Monster Hunter movie. I don't know if there's a full trailer or not.
Some of these are pretty bold. The King's Man, September 18th.
Yeah, right.
What?
All right, sure, why not?
October,
Okay,
maybe a little more likely. I don't know. Black Widow, November 6th.
I kind of think we got to talk about Mulan a lot. Like there's a lot to break down with Mulan, and the fact that it went unspecified, like no one knows when it's coming out.
That's impressive.
It's
I've never seen the original Mulan.
It was good. It was one of their, I think, their last really big mainstream and 2D animated movies that turned out really good.
Mm-hmm.
By accident. It was made to placate the Chinese government because Disney went and made a movie with Brad Pitt about Tibet, and that did not make the
People
Chinese
got all
government
pissed off because it didn't make Tibet look evil, and
yeah. So
it's I mean, I know that the general rule here, Terrell, is that we're going to be avoiding heavy politics.
Oh no!
I know.
How are you going to avoid that with Mulan, though?
Yeah.
But with Mulan, like when it comes into such direct contact with a geeky topic like this, then yeah, sure, a little bit. It was this whole franchise, the Mulan franchise, is an ugly look for Disney. Because it's like the whole Blizzard and Riot thing, where like all these major game companies are like hardcore selling out and giving like almost controlling ownership, if not complete ownership of their companies to China.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mulan is a good example of Disney doing everything they can but that to get that sweet China money. But even they couldn't get past the bad luck that this was given them. So I think they might just be. I'm sure they won't shelf it. They put way too much money into it, but they just put it away, and they're just like, we'll talk about this someday.
Yeah.
Can we just point out that there's going to be another James Bond movie?
Is there?
Apparently.
Oh yeah, no, there is. I forgot about that. When is that? Is that
November 20th?
November 20th. Okay. So that was supposed to be. I guess it wasn't pushed back that far. Yeah, I guess it's the final Daniel Craig one. I think that Bond is just going to go on and into infinity. I think the universe will come to its inevitable heat death, and James Bond will still be going.
Yeah.
We'll just be a massive, loosely connected particles, like not moving in space, and somehow there will still be Bond.
It doesn't resonate with the young people nearly as much anymore.
No, which is why they're going to make a major recasting job. Their next real priority. People are, of course, the millennials and the boomers are all up in arms about, a black guy or a woman being cast as Bond, blah 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 blah. But they're going to do something that'll shake up the industry's image. I mean, the franchise's image. I'm sure
they got to be careful with James Bond because if they can't screw that up.
They will. But they'll still bring it back by screwing it up. I guarantee it. Like it'll be basically just a giant shift in the demographic responsible for the fucking box office in the movie. They'll piss off enough boomers that the Zoomers will be like, "Oh, it made Dad angry. I'm totally gonna go watch it." Ha!
Tunes, I actually just disagree with you. I think James Bond, the franchise, is extremely resilient. Like James Bond movies have failed spectacularly so many times, but the franchise just carries on.
Yeah.
So I think they can handle, for whatever reason, James Bond can have missteps aplenty. Spectre was a misstep. Quantum of Solace was a misstep. It's kind of true, like what Bluto's saying, that this franchise will just carry on.
Yeah.
I think the biggest mistake that they made was not getting Idris Elba to be James Bond before he got too old. Like Idris Elba as James Bond.
Yeah, he would have been amazing. He really would have been a badass Bond, to be honest.
And he wanted to be.
Who is that?
Idris Elba. Oh, geez, what was his last major hit? He's like the sexiest black man on earth. Yeah. I want him to cradle me in his arms and tell me everything's gonna be okay.
He was in the Rock movie. The Rock and.
Oh yeah. I'm forgetting all the things. The Fast and the Furious spinoff.
Oh, okay.
I'm forgetting the name of it though,
That's
because I
how
don't watch those movies.
that's how memorable that movie was. Like
My
I'm a
dick
huge
isn't big enough to watch those movies. Apparently,
well, I mean,
There's a
shit,
date
man.
for Ghostbusters Afterlife. I'm actually kind of excited about
yeah,
that one.
I think they've adjusted that date a couple of times. I'm wary of Afterlife. It has potential to be good,
Yeah.
but I'm just as wary of that as I was of the last one that came out when they announced it because uh, well, this one isn't a reboot; it's a continuation, which I like. But when you put kids at the helm, it's going to be. There's a lot of potential for cringe.
I think there's
I
more
mean,
to
unless
it than just the kids.
no, I'm sure there will be,
I'm
but
sure
that's the
they're
angle
I'm
they're
sure they're
pushing
not
right now.
showing us a lot.
I'm telling you, the biggest problem with that is it's clearly Stranger Things splatted on Ghostbusters world. Like it's clearly they copied Stranger
I
Things
completely agree.
It's the same
so
They
kid.
even
much.
pulled one of the actors out. They were like,
Yeah.
let's use the actors. Who cares?
It's the same kid from Stranger Things.
Right.
They, but I mean, if they go the Goonies route, I'll be very happy.
Yeah.
If they go the Stranger Things route, I'm going to be just
It was a genius movie, man. That shit holds up now.
Also,
Doesn't
like the perfect example of why, like 80s, 90s, and early 2000s film was just fucking mean to fat kids.
Yeah.
Like as a fat kid myself, I was like, "Oh, truffle shuffle, fuck you, man."
Fuck you, man.
That whole like 20% of the jokes in that movie relied on like, "Look at fat kid, funny, jiggle, fat kid." I mean, I love that movie so much, but still,
Or,
that was such a
or
bad
the
trick.
Asian kid who just knew gadgets.
Oh yeah, they basically just like went Dr. Jones for chunk
Oh
of the movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was full of the worst possible tropes, but for some reason, nobody wants to like call it out. Everyone's like, "But Goonies,
Yeah.
it gets a pass."
It's a pass because it's Goonies.
It's Goonies. Like, what the fuck, man? Marvel's martial arts action movie starring Simu Liu, Sha Ching and the Ten Rings. I gotta look that up.
So
Yeah, Godzilla vs Kong got pushed out.
one last thing about Mulan. I was watching
Yeah.
interviews of Chinese students, like the demographic for the movie, and
Yeah.
they were asked about the original Disney animated movie, and they hated it.
Yeah.
And it was like, why do they hate? Like, why is there a dragon? Mulan, there's no dragon in Mulan. And like, it turned out, like, I had to learn that Mulan is for females in that country was the only female heroine they could study.
Huh.
Like throughout their entire like beginning education, so they know this woman's life by heart because there was no one else to look up to. So when they watched the Disney animated film, they were like, "The fuck is this?" And when they watched the trailer for this, they were still pissed because they were like, "Mulan's not this dainty, feminine little girl.
Right.
She was this tall, broad badass." And it was just kind of like Disney just can't win. They just don't. They could have just taken a high school full of school kids, asked them like, "Hey, who's Mulan?" and just written whatever they said.
But
Put
here's the
that.
thing. You gotta. Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Like, I don't hear any stories about Greek school children getting all offended and up in arms about Hercules and how completely wrong and like clearly offensive it was.
Yeah.
Like, no one gives a fuck until you get to a place where your entire culture is just reliant on whatever characters your state-run school system has decided to show you and tell you were heroes. The only reason Mulan was a hero back then is because she was a character who clearly resonated with girls and kept girls feeling patriotic and dutiful. So like there's a lot of grossness behind the reason why they're so in love with Mulan. And don't get me wrong, her story is phenomenal and I love it. But like whatever. If an American company is going to make a you know a commercial product about another culture's stories and people decide that they're going to throw a goddamn fit about it, then those people have their priorities super duper fucked up, and they can just go fuck themselves. Because it's a big fucking cartoon.
Yeah.
But you say
Who
that.
cares?
I mean, but they care. Like this. You're coming from an American point of view where Disney's raped all our history and fables and everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like they don't
I don't
have
care.
that same history.
Well, they can make their own shit if they want to see it done right. Don't tell an American. Don't get me wrong. I hate Disney with all my heart. Hate them. But I'm also like, don't like. Look, if I found out that there was like a Turkish movie that like that did some horrible thing to the fucking tales of George Washington and made him look like remarkably stupider than he already was, I'm not going to be like, oh, Turkey, how dare you?
Have you seen Turkish Star Wars?
I love it.
Yes, I have.
I use Turkey for a reason because Turkish shit is always just god awful fuck ups.
But it's so great, though.
The worst possible versions of all of our stuff.
But it's great for that reason.
And I love it. So yeah. So for them to be like, how dare you? I'm like, okay, make your own. Go fuck yourself. Like, I don't care. Who cares? It's not for you. It's for the Chinese people in our country, and if they want to fucking get angry about it, fine. Like it again. This is why we're not getting political if we can avoid it, because like I feel like there's a difference between people who are just geeky film fans getting geeky film fan angry about a film or a cartoon, and people trying to project their political and historical fucking needs on film and cartoons. Right. I'm like, I'm angry at Star Wars because of the history of Star Wars. They're angry at Mulan because they wanted America to give them a big, strong fucking man girl that they learned about in school. So it's very different.
Yeah.
You know?
No, like it's true. I mean,
like begging for representation in film is fine. But when you make it like a reason to hate someone or a group of someone's, then go fuck yourself.
Next year, there's going to be Trash Bag Rain Man 2.
Oh, I know. Burn! Let there be carnage! It's going to be so bad. Oh, God. I'm glad you remembered Trash Bag Rain Man. I definitely don't want to be a bad guy. I don't know about you, Mr. Symbiote, but I don't want to be a bad guy. You only eat the bad people. Fucking stupid ass. Terrible movie. And that wasn't even so bad it's good. So the people who were like, it was so bad it was funny, I'm kind of like, not really.
Top Gun Maverick?
That's an odd choice.
Yeah.
Right? That's after Monster Hunter. And who asked for Top Gun 2 either? That's another one where I'm like...
Yeah, I'm checking out on that
Top Gun Maverick is a little different, I feel, because that franchise has been over for so long that it's just turned into like a Rambo 4 situation, which I have to reiterate once again is my favorite Rambo movie because it's fucking awful and I love it. But no, but like, so The Kingsman is a current, active, vibrant franchise that they are still adding to. Fucking love Kingsman.
Kingsman's good. I like Kingsman.
Robot dogs controlled by an overacting, Julie Andrews? Yeah, no, that's brilliant. I'm fine with that. Like angry robot dogs that came out of like vibrantly painted fucking dog houses in the weird 50s themed island compound of the bizarre villainous character. No, all of it was fine. I'm perfectly fine with all of that. Vibrant is the perfect word for that series.
People go out for it too much. I don't think the box office was all that healthy.
Oh, and if history has shown us anything, Terrell, is that the box office gross is a perfect meter for how good a movie is.
You said vibrant franchise. That means it's making money.
No, vibrant means it's vibrant. Vibrant means it's bright and colorful and exciting.
You make a call on this. Who's right?
Me? I don't know. I don't know where
call
where
a franchise
falls.
vibrant. You think that it's healthy and it's
I've never called a film vibrant.
Well, that's because you don't use a lot of words.
Hey.
I mean, Pluto is right. That series is super colorful. Super
is
colorful,
as in like visually colorful.
But visually,
Yeah.
I would say visual as like a visually
and colorful in terms of characters and comedy and.
I thought you meant like visually colorful as in like Doctor Strange or like.
Don't get me wrong. Any movie. No, all that. Like it's colorful and it's bright and it's exciting and the characters are wackadoo and it's just all over the fucking place. And even in Terrell's terminology, it's still vibrant because it's still producing and it's still earning. The post theater sales on the second one were great and did very well. So it's fine. It has its following. It's doing quite fine, and I'm part of that following because it's just ridiculous. And any movie that is fine with being just ridiculous is fine by me. So yeah, I'm very excited about that.
There's a lot of weird things in here. Like, at least I didn't expect to see them. Like Uncharted. Is that based off a game?
What, the Kingsman?
No, Uncharted.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Sorry, Uncharted.
based on the game.
That can't be based on the game, can it?
I think
I
so.
don't know. Tom Holland?
If that's what?
Let me check.
Check it, because if that is, then I have problems. Because those games were already movies. It'd be like making Indiana Jones the movie based on Indiana Jones. You know?
Well, we got another Batman coming out, but that's probably just a DC tries again.
I'm actually excited about
Robert Pattinson.
What's his face? Robert Pattinson. I think he'll do well.
Yeah.
I like Robert Pattinson. He got a bad rap because he was in the Sparkly Vampire movies, but he's actually quite good. He's got the jawline for it, especially if they're going with that Gotham by Gaslight kind of look, which seems like it was what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's 100% got the jaw for it.
Nope, Nathan Drake. Tom Holland is Nathan Drake, 2021.
Really?
Yeah. The story is a prequel to the games, starring Holland as a younger Drake, showing us details of how he came to meet and befriend Sully.
I'm just gonna have to spend that whole movie just staring at that boy's fine ass and imagining he's a girl.
You gotta imagine. I mean,
He's got a beautiful ass, Tom Holland.
You sure you want to put that out there?
I do. He has a beautiful ass. Did you ever see that picture of the side by side of Spider-Man and Captain Marvel?
No.
What's her name?
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. Like I mean, it was all about the outfit being wrong. So I'm not bashing Brie Larson by any means. She's beautiful, but like the side by side picture was really funny because it's like Brie Larson, her costume was doing nothing for her, and it was just this flat, sad slab of an ass. And then it was Tom Holland in the Spider-Man costume next to her with this beautiful, perky bubble butt that was just bounce a quarter off it good. And like, I was like, what the whole internet was like, what the fuck? Tom Holland.
Bounce a quarter off it. Can I just say Halloween Kills is a bad name for a Halloween movie?
That's an actual proper Halloween the franchise movie. I just thought it was a bad name for another movie.
Halloween franchise movie. Halloween Kills.
I just found that picture, man, and holy shit, Tom Holland.
Yeah. So yeah, go into general and click on that shit.
Oh
look at
my
that. Hang on, I gotta go.
Look at that beautiful ass.
I'm going to look at the guy's ass. Hang on.
Someone does squats. Someone definitely does squats, and someone doesn't.
Nope. Do you see the beautiful ass that I'm talking about? It's right in front of you.
This is the imbalance Thanos was talking about.
It's a good meme too. And again, actually, aside from as much, I did really dislike the Captain Marvel movies just because the writing was trash. But I am a big fan of Brie Larson's. I think she does really good work. I think she's a little better in indie stuff. She's much more of an emotional actress than she is like a. Her character was just such a bitch in that movie. But that aside, like, she is good, but this picture is the most unflattering comparison I've ever seen in my life. I've seen a lot of photoshops where they just like cut the bottom half off of each one and swapped them. and it just made more sense.
Yeah.
Because damn, Tom Holland, damn son.
Damn son.
But
So what do we think about Christopher Nolan demanding that he be like the film industry's
savior.
frontline saver?
Yeah, he specifically said the word savior.
Wait, what happened now? I didn't hear this.
So Christopher Nolan seems to think that his next movie, Tenet, is like going to be God's gift to film. He thinks he's way deeper than he is. You know, a lot of people went, "Oh," when that top kind of wobbled at the end of Inception,
Right.
and so that reaction made him immediately think that he was the smartest person on Earth, and therefore is unable to fail. So yeah, he thinks that Tenet, of course, is going to be the next best movie ever, and he has this weird thing where he absolutely needs Tenet to be the first movie back in theaters, like the great bastion of film that leads the industry back into the fucking silver screen. He's got this disgusting, gross, just self-centered image of what his film is supposed to be, and so he keeps like demanding that the date be pushed out to the next potential nearest day that we're all going to go back into theaters and start coughing on each other for fun. And it's just so gross watching somebody with as much hubris as he
completely
has.
disconnected with reality.
What a fucking tool!
What a fucking tool!
I cannot overstate the raw, visceral, vibrating hatred that I have for Christopher Nolan's fucking ego. Not for his work, because his work is sometimes fun, and I'm okay with his work sometimes. I mean, I thought most of his stuff was trash, but you know, it's not the worst I've ever seen. But his ego is so disgusting. Like he's like that kid, like in high school, that wrote an English paper that the teacher gushed over, and then came to school the next day in a fucking beret and a fucking turtleneck and thought that he was like a poet. Like he's such a prick. I cannot get over just the syrupy dripping hubris that just oozes out of his skin.
But you know, there's been warning signs. Like him and his brother, they're both like raised the same, but his brother like doesn't have a British accent, but he does.
Oh yeah, he's gone full Madonna.
It's very like what?
I'm so smart that I became British. Oh, fuck you, man. I just cannot with that guy. And again, all cards on the table here. You know, I'm a sort of kind of okay, barely successful, fat, geeky white man sitting in the corner of my office in the house that I bought in the ghetto. Like carrying on and on about how Christopher Nolan is this fucking piece of garbage that I hate more than anything. So clearly I'm no one to say any of this, but for my own purposes, for my own sense of self, I'm perfectly fine saying that Christopher Nolan is a fucking twat and needs to be stopped.
Apparently, he was born in London, England.
Yeah, he was. Then they left. Like him.
They came here when he was really super young, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget how old he was when they got there. He wasn't like old enough to have a permanently settled English accent. But
I think Nolan's biggest problem is not COVID. It's that the trailers really don't make this movie look good. It looks confusing. It looks odd. Very, very presumptuous. Very, very like full of itself almost.
Like, yeah, it's an expertly put together trailer that tells you nothing and doesn't serve itself as compelling.
Yeah.
I think actually, speaking of bad trailers, another thing that is really bothering me is Kilroy. Did you see the trailer for Kilroy yet or no?
No.
So Kevin Smith's next joint, I'll throw that out there and piss a few people up. The next Kevin Smith joint is it's a horror flick and it looks like a classic slasher. You know, the setup is like some evil man killed a bunch of people. Looks like he was a cannibal and died. And now he comes back and murders people if you say his name in front of a bunch of candles. Blah 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 blah. So it's gonna be like gory slasher shit like Jason.
Okay.
Right.
Which is great. I'd love to see more of that, and I understand, especially coming from Kevin Smith, like the throwback that is what that movie is intended to be.
Right.
But if you watch that trailer,
I'm
I
watching
almost
it right
want you
now.
to spend. Yeah, it's such a badly put together trailer. It's so garbage. Like it's so incoherent, and there's no through line from the beginning of the trailer to the end. It's just images where people are saying things sometimes, and then occasionally someone gets hit with a knife. Like
Right.
it looks bad. It's a bad trailer, and I'm really worried that Smith might have. I really hope Smith didn't lose his touch, because I actually liked his really bizarre experimental shit like Red State. And I thought
Jason
he was
Mewes is
going.
in it.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, totally.
You
I
just
was
showed him.
getting a kick out of that. But yeah, if you like, I'm really hoping it's just a shit trailer. I hope that he just made a bad decision with his trailer company that he chose, because those are usually farmed out to an editing house that does nothing but trailers.
His daughter's in it too.
Yeah, no, he's got a lot of faces in there that I recognize, and it's going to be a fun watch just for that reason, just to see old faces or faces that have connections to things that There's always a lot of fun in that kind of shit, but
Yeah.
it just doesn't. It's not making it look good. That trailer's not doing a good job.
Yeah. That's one of those things we might have to watch and determine.
Yeah, it's a shame. I couldn't be much bigger a fan of Kevin Smith without getting into the weird obsessive geek territory.
I am not a fan.
It definitely looks weird.
Well, Terrell isn't a fan of most things that are good and happy, so I'm fine with that.
He hasn't been good since. What was his last good movie?
Did you watch Red State or Tusk?
Yeah.
You didn't like him?
I didn't watch Tusk.
Nah. He's been doing the string of consciousness, like the choose your own adventure story writing sort of thing, where he'll start somewhere and then he usually has a writing partner or two, or I think Tusk, he crowdsourced it. He put it online and people were throwing suggestions out. I think. I might be wrong on that, but I gotta look it up. So he's been doing like weird, just kind of off kilter, strange ways of writing stories. For Red State, he basically said that they didn't have an endpoint in sight at all, and every time they thought they knew how the movie should end, they intentionally took like a hard left turn and just added some crazy shit to make it new.
Yeah.
And so the movie ended up feeling really just insane, which I thought worked just fine. The ending was unfulfilling, I'll say. The ending hurt,
Of Red
but
State?
there were great performances. Yeah, great performances. Really interesting settings and setups. A lot of like tension that felt really good. But yeah, no. If Terrell's complaint is the ending, yeah, the ending was terrible. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I saw Red State. I don't remember the ending, but
the trumpets. This like the.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away for our.
No, I remember now. But then I didn't see Tusk. I was kind of afraid to watch that one. Good.
Tusk was weird.
Yeah.
It was worth watching.
What was that?
I don't think it was worth watching. I don't think most movies are worth watching since not Chasing Amy, but the one with God and the Angels.
Dogma.
Since after Dogma, I think I'm not saying Dogma was his peak, but Mallrats 2 and Dogma, and after that it's just been bad. He needs to be reined in or more structured.
But do you think he has? I mean, he's on record as saying he doesn't have the vantage point anymore to write movies like that have characters that come from that perspective.
Yeah.
Not that. So, I think his. All right, dead honest. I think he just smokes way too much weed. I think he's just smoking so much. His brain is just skedaddled.
Well, he said that he just kind of started writing random stuff like and you know, I guess he was kind of, people liked it and they were like, you should put this out, and he was like, I guess, like.
would compare him to another director who started in one extremely good place and then changed significantly. And I would compare him to Tim Burton. Their films are totally different, but their career paths are, I think, a good. They're good lines to compare. So Kevin Smith saw that his ability to write a certain type of character in a certain scenario was no longer valid. Like he wasn't able to think from a certain perspective anymore, considering that he was successful and wealthy now. So he changed and tried a lot of new things and experimented. Whereas Tim Burton, he became extremely successful and had a lot of money, but he just kept doing the same horse shit from the same bad sketchbook from when he was a little kid
Yes.
and never evolved and just turned into a one trick bad fucking horse.
And it's
Like-
a good trick, but how many times can I see it? It's a very.
It looks like shit. It looks like his stuff is shit. Like, dude, the last straw for me was Alice in Wonderland.
The second one or the first one?
I didn't even know there was a second one because I turned him off in my brain.
It was really bad.
Well, the first one was really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I was willing to give him one just smoldering pile of trash, and that was Willy Wonka.
Yeah,
was
that
like,
was really bad.
I'll give you a pass for this. It made me feel things that I didn't know I could feel, and none of those things were good. But I'll let you go, and I'll let you try again. And he just kept cranking out the same, just bobble-headed, ugly, fucking twisted bullshit because he couldn't come up with a new idea, and it was just always bad. So I'm done with him.
Yeah,
But
Also,
Kevin Smith is trying a lot of new things. He's trying and failing sometimes, but he's at least attempting to grow and do something new and interesting every time.
he was going to stop completely. He was going to completely retire, and he just started writing stuff, and that's what.
Yeah.
that's
I'd
what
rather
that
he
is.
write movies and direct film than do these fucking awful web shows where he goofs and talks about comics and invites. I don't want him to be that. I don't think he wants to be that either.
No,
At least
I thought he enjoys himself. He enjoys the podcast and the TV show.
Well, no, the podcast is another thing. Like, but I'm talking about like the cheesy ass, like, the intro credits are all done in Comic Sans with fucking Zipatone patterns on it and shit. Like the cheesy commercialized, hello fellow kids,
Yeah.
like horse shit. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure, because the stuff that he really seems happy on, the things that he really looks like he's enjoying, are always the things that he self starts, and that he's like the podcast and shit.
Yeah, I actually enjoy his podcast. I think it's
Yeah, it's good.
I haven't listened to it in a while. But,
Look at the link that he just put in there. You gotta link this in the podcast so people can see what we're looking at here.
yeah. Well, it's all in the chat, so I'll put it in there.
Holland. Oof.
That fucking booty, man.
Why am I looking at Tom Holland's ass?
That's him
actually,
with her.
I think Brie Larson and Scarlett Jo are a good counterpoint for another discussion too, because both Scarlett Johansson more recently than Brie Larson, and then Brie Larson, we're talking about like body standards in superhero films and comics and shit. I am much happier with Scarlett Jo's comment on it. Like she basically was like, I refuse to get super skinny and dumb looking for this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put the costume on and just be myself, and if that's not okay, then hire someone else. I'm cool with that. Yeah, I think it was a good statement. I'm glad that she didn't just pad herself up to giant tits and cinch her waist to make her look unreal. Like she looked really good as Black Widow. She always did. She played the role pretty straight and did a good job with it. And then Brie Larson was like so gung ho, fist in the air, girl power. And I refuse to fucking be your superheroine. That it just got like kind of gross.
Yeah.
So Scarlett Jo did a really good job. Like she didn't give in to the basic superhero standards. She made the character her own thing. She was herself.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing Black Widow.
Yeah, no, me too. I mean, even with, fat jokes aside, I think it looks like it's going to be fun. You know me in superhero movies now. I'm not really excited about many of them, but I do like what's his face, Hopper
Right.
from uh, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
He's a good choice for that
He's playing
character.
Red Guardian. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be good in that role. The whole family looks like it's done well. Yeah, I don't know, something about Brie Larson's character, just like that whole thing, just pissed me off. It may have something to do with the fact that it was right around the same time as Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
and that was just the thing that everybody was talking about all the time, and I was just so tired of it by that point.
Yeah.
Like, girl power is. It's funny too because again, as like a fat bearded white guy sitting behind a fucking Yeti USB microphone on a podcast about geek shit, like again, I'm not like like how dare she be what she wants to be on camera? Like women shouldn't be blah blah blah. No, like I don't want to go there, but like it was just it was such a bad moment for this whole discussion that I was just so tired of it that by the time she showed up and like gave like bitch eyes at a bartender and then broke his fucking jukebox for no reason, I was just like, okay, I'm done. Like I was like, nope, I'm out. We've had this conversation for too long.
I'm waiting for somebody to get angry about Red Guardian. Somebody's gonna
Um,
get mad about it.
Oh, the Soviet thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Those 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 people are so stupid that I can't even be bothered at this point. Nothing about Russia can ever be seen as good. But yeah, fine, whatever. A Quiet Place 2 looks like that was pushed back. Does not need to happen anyway, so I'm fine.
I still haven't seen any of those.
Have you seen that promo image? The promo image for Godzilla versus Kong?
No, I
yeah.
haven't.
Terrell, you seem to be our Google champion. You can find that image and send it out. They did a promo image for that movie because that's been kind of the talk for a while that they were going to cross over. Universal is still trying to make a universe, so I guess good on them.
I actually like that last Godzilla.
I
It
never,
was really
I,
good. I
when did that come out? Did that come out like right when Corona was starting to be a thing, or did that come out before that?
No, it was well before that.
before.
I don't know what happened. I was not just aboard the hype train. I was in the fucking like the lead car pulling the fucking horn. I was like showing it to all my friends and freaking the fuck out. I don't know
King
what
of
happened.
Monsters we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
That was
With
I thought that was
Mothra
really good.
and Ghidorah, like it looked really super solid. And then for some reason, I don't know what got in my brain that distracted me, but I completely missed it.
I don't know. I don't know if you'll
Everybody
like
else.
it. I liked it. I don't know.
It looked fantastic. Yeah, there it is. Well, you can come on, Terrell. Research department, you can do better than that. there's a wider shot image of that. It's Godzilla and Kong facing off, and the scale is just nuts. It's crazy. I'll dig around. Hold on.
Is this like the third Godzilla in this
Yeah.
series?
The thing is, the last movie, so few people came. Like no, it was like really odd how few people came out to see that movie.
Something must have happened that completely distracted everyone because yeah, here it is. This is the image I'm thinking of. You will link all this, by the way, right?
Yeah.
So that
Uh,
image, like the scale on that is just bonkers.
Yeah.
Like Kong is huge. Huge.
I feel like
Yeah, I saw that too. It looked really good.
like
I didn't think that was a big deal.
I feel like this is like movie poster scale. I feel like that's not right.
Do you think that's because
Right? Like
everybody's taking this right now and doing you know how kaiju fans are. They do size comparisons.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, first glance at it, I feel like Godzilla's a lot bigger than that. At least a quarter, at least a quarter or 25% bigger than that.
Well, they may have shrunk Godzilla down so they wouldn't have to make Kong so much bigger.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's like movie poster size. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
Kong is like twice his size.
Yeah.
In that. Because Kong ain't that big. And Kong's big, but he's not that big.
He's not that big.
So yeah, it's interesting because a lot of like when I first looked at this, I didn't realize they were on an aircraft carrier. I thought that was a building, but then I realized where they were, and it's still big. But
I think it's just a movie poster thing because movie posters you can size people any size you want or things or whatever, and I think that's what it is. I think that's more of a movie poster style shot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Hopefully it'll be a little bit more accurate, like in the actual movie.
I don't know. It seems like they're making a lot of changes to make this work, which again I'm fine with. I mean, if there's any character that's changed a bunch over his history, it's Godzilla. But
yeah,
I think that was a bit of a jarring image. Yeah, I mean, I wish more of these studios would just go the Trolls route.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
Apparently, Trolls crushed it on VOD. People are bored; they're at home. They'll click buy.
Yeah, they'll still pay for the movie.
So, I mean, you're missing out, on a second cycle, like the DVD. Well, sorry, I'm still an old person. The fucking Blu-ray sales.
You know what I think they should do. They should release all these movies on video on demand, and then when everything is safe, have like a re-release. Like, come see, if it does well, like come see this movie in the theater. It'll be better, because it's definitely going to be better to see any movie in the theater. Not everybody has a 900-inch TV in their house, and
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I was surprisingly pleased by the first Trolls movie. I watched that way after the fact when it just showed up on streaming somewhere. I think Netflix or whatever. I forget. But my wife and I sat down and watched it, and I was like, you know what? It's kind of adorable. This worked.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly not terrible. It was good.
I
was kind of stoked. It was good. It was good. It was worth. I mean, it's a kids movie for sure, but it was.
I don't mind kids movies.
It was in that same vein as what's the fucking
The Angry Birds?
No, Despicable Me.
Oh, okay.
Where it was like it had a lot of heart and it was really enjoyable, but it was still goofy and stupid. I mean, it wasn't anything like Despicable Me in terms of like the story and the characters, but like just the tone and the soul of it kind of felt similar to me. Like they were like really well rendered, nice CG movies that were definitely for kids, but also like full of goofy ass shit that adults could enjoy. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good. It was fine. So I was actually happy to see them pop out on VOD and do really, really well. I haven't watched the second one yet, but we'll get there at some point.
What about what kind of you guys playing any video games?
I've been just neck deep in Destiny 2.
That's kind of old now.
It's old. It's they've made a lot of fucking announcements that put it in a really interesting, unique place in terms of just the video game world right now. Where Xbox just had their big announcement of all the exclusives and shit that they're willing to talk about right now. And one of the things that they put out there was that Destiny 2 is going on Game Pass. Do you know what Game Pass is or no?
Yeah, I had Game Pass for a couple months.
Yeah, so they're putting Destiny, the whole thing, like start to finish, nothing excluded, like everything is going right on Game Pass. So it's going to be really accessible, like all of a sudden. It's not happening right now, but it's happening when the new expansion comes out, New Light, which has just been delayed a little bit, but that's fine.
Stay tuned for George's rant about that when it comes out.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure I'll have things to say. It looks compelling. Like the Destiny franchise now is how many years old?
I don't know.
Sorrel, how old is that?
It's not
I
that
gotta
old.
look it up. Once
10
Bungie
maybe?
got kicked out
Is
of
it that
Halo.
old?
I think it was Xbox One,
360, I thought.
like in the initial. No, it was the first Xbox One exclusive.
But I had it on 360.
Yeah, because they did both platforms when that came out.
Yeah.
Destiny's 6 years old.
So yeah.
So
It's
it's
only
over
6.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds about right.
2014.
Yeah.
Damn. You know, I feel like I've lived through like 90 years in the last 3 months, so I'm losing track.
That goes for all of us.
Yeah, I'm losing track so bad.
I've gone through relationships, at least 7 relationships in the last 3 months.
Damn.
I don't know how that's happened. One of them wanted to marry me.
How is that even possible?
I don't.
This is a whole new section of this podcast right here.
Oh boy,
we're getting into.
Do we want to get into that?
100% worth it because these are journeys. These are epic tales.
Oh, do we want to get into
Do you care to enlighten us, Terrell?
I mean, you know, I'm a single man.
It's
you know, just I have very little game. But in times of COVID, it turns out ladies are very lonely.
I was gonna say, apparently not.
very, very little game. Minimal. It's just above 0.
He's lying.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in times of COVID, I had 3 ex-girlfriends call me up to say hey, to see how I was. And I'm like, how I was? Like, I haven't heard you in 2 years. What?
What?
Like, you know, like, I'm doing all right. How about you?
Well, we're married, so
You know, like that. Yeah. So it's been COVID times. It's very like years and years have passed.
yeah,
I don't understand.
it's ridiculous.
You know what I remember today, and this is what I mean by how much time has passed. There was a time last year, not even.
Mm-hmm.
Where like we rioted for Popeye's chicken sandwiches.
Rioted?
Remember pre-COVID times? There was riots at like Popeye's chicken
Why?
for chicken burgers.
Why would somebody riot about that?
Like people got beat up. People,
What?
They were eBaying these burgers.
Dude, that sounds
Like-
unnecessary.
It was. I mean, that's how old I
That's
feel.
a
I'm like,
beautiful
wait a minute.
sound.
Like, yeah, like Popeye's sandwich, chicken sandwich. I'm just looking at chicken sandwich riot. Like, there were like World Star Hip Hop videos about people rioting at Popeyes.
Which, by the way, is just such a bad look. Not just that you're writing over a simple thing. It's such a stereotype.
Remember the
That's
times
so
before COVID when we would riot over chicken and have candlelight vigils for closing Taco Bells?
Dude, one of the funniest things, speaking of stereotypes, I'm a often drunk white man who loves Taco Bell. One of the things that's really been strange, I mean, among the 500,000 things that are just really strange about now, in my area, or our area at least, is the lines at drive-thrus for fast food places. Have either of you sat in one of those lines? Am I the only person fat enough to sit in that line?
I have. And then at the end of it, you get a paper straw.
Dude, I posted a gag. I'm old enough, as are you all, to post gags on Facebook. I posted a gag on Facebook about soggy straws. And I had one of my younger family members show up, be like, "Yeah, why don't you take your plastic straws and go stab some fucking turtles in the eye?" Ugh. And I'm like, "Oh, fuck you." Look, I want a plastic-free world as much as the rest of us, but those straws do not fucking work, and you know it.
Did somebody really say that?
Yeah, my cousin.
What?
He's a good kid, but fuck you, man. It's like, you cannot tell me you prefer the plastic. I mean, the paper straw over the plastic straw. Like, I
Nobody
know you
does.
want to save the turtles. Hooray! I'm with you on that shit. Save the fucking turtles. But fuck you. Those paper straws are garbage, and there is no excuse. We live in America. We could come up with a better solution than that.
I could even see like people getting the plastic and the metal straws. That's fine. Like, it's your straw. It's always going to be your straw. You use it for everything. That's great. It works.
Then you need to do the pipe cleaner.
Yeah, but still, like, it doesn't die 5 seconds into sitting into your drink.
Yeah, my quote was literally like quote, better finish that drink before your straw gets soggy, unquote, is a real thing now. And 99.9% of the response was like, yuck, totally get it, bro. That's ridiculous. Haha. And then the rest of them were like, fuck you. Nature deserves paper straws. You're still killing trees? What the fuck, man?
That's fine. They can go get their coffee and drink their paper and enjoy it.
Dude, I'm so done with paper straws. I know we can find a better way. As a species, we can come together and find a better way than paper goddamn straws. Because I
don't mind it, man. As long as they don't get soggy, they work.
But they always get soggy.
I mean, maybe Terrell drinks his fucking 72-ounce big gulp of Baja Blast at lightning speed, but the rest of us, we take our fucking time, sir. Like, we
don't Baja Blast. You don't use a straw. You just open that puppy up.
Oh, yeah, it's true. But you know what I discovered though. There is a trick. If you are stuck with a paper straw, and my wife and myself actually discovered this when. If you're stuck with it and you're drinking out of it, just take a sip and pull the straw almost all the way out, and just let it hang in there. It's
the first 10 sips, your straw is going to be just dangling out of that thing at an angle.
Yeah,
because you got to pull it almost all the way out.
Yeah, you got to pull it out. You got to pull it out every time.
Unless you go to one of those bullshit drive-throughs that fill that thing up like 2/3 of the way.
Are we still talking about straws or birth?
Yes. Fuck you. Yes.
We're talking about straws, Terrell. Where is your brain?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I had 7 divorces in the last 3 months.
We may have gone.
No, that's a completely different thing.
We may have gone on a bit of a straw-based tangent. So let's dial it back. All right, let's go back to EdgeStudio.com's voiceover practice scripts.
Oh, here we go. Who wants to go first?
I'm gonna go last because I've got a few here that I like. So let's let you guys fight it out. I'm promo trailer.
All right. Don't read the title of whatever it is. Who wants?
Yeah, we gotta guess what it is. If it says it in the script, then so be it. But if it doesn't, then we gotta guess what it is.
Well, it's probably gonna say it in the script.
True. These are commercials. That's stupid.
Do you want me to go or
yes?
Terrell?
Go.
Okay. Just give me a minute.
So I'm gonna while he's getting a minute, I'm gonna set this up again for our listeners who just tuned in. At the beginning of this podcast, we went to EdgeStudio.com, which is a voiceover and scripts website, and they have this big catalog of user-posted scripts, basically just transcripts of commercials and narrative pieces and whatever. It's basically just for voice actors to read for their demo pieces and all that shit. So there are categories: business, character, dialogue, food and beverage, health and beauty aids, imaging, infomercial, kids, etc., etc. So we each chose a category. I believe Terrell is character. Mm-hmm. I am promo and trailer. And Tunes. Oh, geez, I forgot what you are. What are you?
I forget. I don't want to lose my thing here. Hang on. It's infomercial.
Infomercial, the best possible category. Okay, so Tunes is setting up to read. So we're basically going to do cold reads of these scripts because I don't know if anybody here has ever even thought about voice acting or really even imagined what that entails. But these practice scripts are some of the best shit ever.
Yeah, they really are.
All right, go for it.
All right, I'm not going to read the title. There's actually a sort of a extra sentence in the beginning. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to read that. Let me just see.
Some of those are like the title printed
All right,
again.
let me skip that one sentence. But
Right.
Are you a man who's waking up at night again and again to use the bathroom? If you've got this problem, we've got your solution. Doctor recommended Beta Prostate. Beta Prostate is made with 13 natural ingredients that target your prostate. Imagine quicker bathroom trips, better relief, and a full night's sleep. Best of all, you can try Beta Prostate free during during a nationwide giveaway. Over 4 million bottles of Beta Prostate have already been shipped. If you're ready to spend less time in the bathroom and get a good night's sleep, call now. Claim your free bottle before time runs out. And as an extra bonus, get our men's libido formula to support better intimacy for both you and her. It's yours absolutely free. Just cover the shipping. Damn it. Just cover the shipping and handling. Call now for details. Announcer. Just call 1-800-452-1774. 1-800-452-1774. That's 1-800-452-1774.
Just drill that number in. I can think of so many better scenarios to use the term target your prostate. I gotta say, that's gonna be the best thing I've heard in the world.
I just want to point that that's literally the first time I read that, so it's not too bad. I think.
No, that was a solid first read. If you do any voiceover stuff, you'll hear a million takes because this shit is hard to get right in the first read. God, that was a long one too. The first one I've got is like 3 lines long.
Oh man!
God damn! I cannot believe the first thing you found was a fucking prostate.
It's not the first thing, but I'm going through looking at the titles. I'm like, I have to read this one.
I've got a few great ones here. I'm saving my favorite for last. I've already read my favorite to you guys, so we'll get there in a second. But all right, Terrell, you're next. What do you got?
Hey, if life were perfect, magazines would never smell like perfume. Dogs would walk themselves, and algebra would really come in handy. Well, look on the bright side. At least there's Amstel Light. It's only 95 calories, but you still get that great imported taste. You don't give up a thing. Who says nothing's perfect? Amstel Light.
That
was good.
What was that first couple of lines? Can you read those again?
Hey, if life was perfect, magazines would never smell like perfume. Dogs would walk themselves, and algebra would come in real handy.
Okay, that's all I needed.
That's good.
Like, what?
That's not a bad commercial. That's actually pretty solid. All right. Holy shit. 3 happy wives. They vowed to be faithful, but one is more likely to cheat. Is it the first-time mom, the model, or the housewife? Cast your vote online at abcnews.com. What you learn may save your marriage. That's such a trashy fucking concept. Holy shit.
Oh man.
Like, oh man.
What you learn may save your marriage.
Let me try that again. I'm gonna make this more dubious reading. 3 happy wives. They vowed to be faithful, but one is more likely to cheat. Is it the first-time mom, the model, or the housewife? Cast your vote online at abcnews.com. What you learn may save your marriage. If it's ABC News, I'm guessing that's the fucking that's the angle they took.
That last line reminds me of. Did you ever see Scrooged?
Yeah. Oh my god. Yes.
Remember the commercial that he does in the beginning?
Yeah.
That's what that reminded me. May save your marriage.
Are we all on the same page that Scrooged is like one of the best Christmas movies ever made?
Oh, it is.
Ever.
And Die Hard.
Oh my god. Yeah, well, Die Hard. But see, apparently Bruce Willis, that bald piece of shit, came forward and was like, "It was never intended to be a Christmas movie."
Well,
Fuck you.
It wasn't.
You know,
It just became one.
No. You don't get to say that. You don't get to say it's not a Christmas movie because he actually ended the whole thing by saying it's not a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie. I don't care. I don't care.
One of the
You and
best.
Carl were at the tower together. I watched it and I made the decision. It was a Christmas movie. I'm sorry, that drives me crazy. It's
Not just any Christmas movie, like one of the best, if not the.
And the funny thing is, there's still people when you say that Die Hard, the first Die Hard, is like your favorite Christmas movie. There's still people who are like, "What? Really? Christmas movie?" It's like, fuck you. It's the most obvious Christmas movie ever. I don't know what's wrong with you. You're out of your mind. It's so good. Like, and what can I ask you? What the fuck happened to Argyle? Of all the things they could have just left blowing in the wind for the sequels, how do we not hear about Argyle? How is that key character left out of the lore in the following movies?
Is that
Argyle.
the guy? Is that the guy that was in?
It's the limo driver.
Yes,
Best character in the fucking movie.
Right. Okay.
I mean, Hans Gruber is pretty goddamn great.
Yes.
Argyle.
Yeah.
Come on.
He saves the day.
How can you not love Argyle?
He saved the day.
He did. He was the hero. He was the one that made everything work. Without him, nothing could have happened. Like, come on. I love Argyle. All right. Let's do this around again. Bill, you're next.
All right. I'm looking for other ones that are. All I'm finding are kind of boring ones, but let's go with this one for the hell.
You can change categories if you want.
Okay.
We move to Terrell, and you can change categories.
Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah. Terrell, you're next.
All right. You don't understand. Why don't you believe me? When the signs of evil are all around you, look at me. Look at me. If I'm the only one who can save you, the only one who knows how these creatures think, who knows their weaknesses, why do you laugh? As if I was the madman. Wait a second. Wait. Where are you taking me? Where are you taking me? Don't you see where they're coming? Just answer me. Don't you see the signs? When was the last day's light has disappeared from the horizon, you will see. Yes, you will see. By then it'll be too late. No.
What the fuck was that?
Wow.
Anime script.
What was it again?
It was an anime script.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds like anime. God damn, that was intense.
That was. That was really good.
Caps.
That was really good.
That makes my next one feel stupid as fuck. God damn, that was intense. I'm trying to think of how to read this. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna read this the way it happened in my head first, and then I'll do it. You know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
They're kids committing awful crimes. Are they homicidal monsters or are they abused minors? Do they need to get tough or get treatment? American Justice, Wednesday on Channel 12.
They're kids.
I saw this thing. The first two words were "they're kids," and my brain immediately was like, "They're kids," but then it was like committing awful crimes. So the more realistic, especially considering this is A&E, like shitty fucking trash version of this was probably "they're kids committing awful crimes. Are they homicidal monsters or are they abused minors? Do they need us to get tough or get treatment? American Justice, Wednesday on Channel 12. Like, holy shit.
They're kids. They're murderers.
Like, if there was a line that absolutely encapsulated, like, informative murder porn pseudo-documentaries on, like, A&E and fucking, like, all these channels that do these tawdry fucking, like, murder docs, it would be this first line of "their kids committing awful crimes." Like, that's the perfect distillation of that whole genre.
Oh man, that was great. Just the way you read it was hilarious.
Okay, you're next.
All right, this one's it's a little bit of a tongue twister, so I'm gonna give it a shot. This is Nick. This is Nora. This is Nick's nose. This is Nora's nose. Nick's nose likes a little air freshener. Nora's nose likes a lot. Their noses don't know what to do until their nosy neighbor Ned told them about new improved Airwick Airwaves. Airwaves have a low setting for Nick's nose and a refreshing, room-filling scent for Nora's nose. Now Nick and Nora's noses can live in harmony.
Wow. Well done. Holy shit. I would have destroyed that. Holy cow. All right. Wow.
That wasn't easy.
As far as commercial scripts go, not bad.
Oh, you know what's funny too?
God.
Right above that is the same script, but it's written like this is Nick, and then this is Nora's on the next line. This is Nick's nose is on the following line. When I was reading it all in like one paragraph. That's so much easier to look at it that way.
I can go. I don't believe in quantum physics. When it comes to the matters of the heart, I believe in the soul, the small of a woman's back, the hanging curveball, high fiber, good scotch, and that novels of Suzanne Sontag are self-indulgent. Overrated crap. I believe Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. I believe there ought to be a constitutional amendment outlawing AstroTurf and the designated hitter. I believe in the sweet spot, softcore pornography, opening your presents some Christmas morning rather than Christmas Eve. And I believe in a long, slow, deep, soft, wet kisses the last 3 days.
Oh, wow.
Bull Durham, I believe.
Wow.
What the fuck? I'm sorry. Bull Durham? Who's watching the Bull Durham?
Uh-oh. George, you still there? Uh-oh. I haven't heard from George.
He might have gone, all right, you go then.
Oh, there he is.
Classic Discord failure. I put you on mute to cough and never unmuted you.
It was strangely silent.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, I've got my next one. Okay. You're up.
What you wear to bed is your business. So if you're sleeping in your contact lenses, ask your eye doctor about Air Optics Day and Night. Aqua contact lenses. Damn it. They're FDA approved for up to 30 days and nights of continuous wear and are the most breathable soft contact lenses available. Because bedtime is your time. Air Optics Night and Day Aqua contact lenses. Visit aerotix.com for a 1-month free trial.
So you flubbed the first word contacts.
I know.
And I heard aquacucks. And I was like, what the fuck script is this? Aquacucks.
Aquacucks.
It's like Aquaman can't get laid, but he's simping really hard for some e-girl.
It actually came out like Aquacocks.
Buy Aquacocks. Oh man, I had one that I really liked, but the more I read it, the stupider it sounded. I might change. I'm gonna change categories. Promo and trailer is full of shit, so I'm gonna go health and beauty aids.
Let's do one more with George, and then we'll wrap it up. Sound good? All right.
Yeah. Where's all the boner pill ads?
There was only one.
Okay, I'm gonna do this one. All right, let's see if I can. Okay, I'm there. When I wear Bali, I feel beautiful. And when I feel beautiful, I am. Experience the new Bali Passion for Comfort bra with its silky, smooth lining and simple elegance. You'll find beauty in everyday comfort. Live beautifully in Bali bras and panties.
Okay.
What?
I can't find anything more inappropriate. Crest white strips.
I know.
Cover girl pixie magic.
3 happy wives.
That's the best one.
One of them is more likely to cheat.
Let's make a show where people vote on whose marriage is about to fucking end. Come on.
I'm not married, so
Oh, it's just
it's you
you
two.
know.
I mean, I have some romantic entanglements.
Oh, here we go. I'm going to read this as manly as possible. Are you having one of those move it over a notch or two kind of days? At least you've got one ultra-thin accessory during your period. Improved Codex Ultra Thins, dual layers, better protection, securing your designer diva status. There's a bunch of these. Want a better way to stay dry? Only Kotex Ultra Thins with wings have comfort dry top sheet. Because when it comes to a comfortable protection, drier is definitely better. Kotex Ultra Thins with wings.
Wings.
With wings.
Oh man. Period products in man voice are funny. This is going to get me in trouble. Presenting Kotex Ultra Thins with wings. Want a better way to stay dry? Only Kotex Ultra Thins with wings have a comfort dry top sheet. It's double-sided. Its design makes it 3 times drier than the leading brand. Here, look at this strange blue liquid being poured into these strange cotton things that we men don't fully understand. There's even a unique safety zone that helps prevent leaks. Leaks suck, trust me. Because when it comes to, with 2 O's, oh, these people are assholes. Because when it comes to comfortable protection, dryer is definitely better. Kotex Ultra Thin with wings.
Was that supposed to be read by a man?
Pretty sure. Yeah, no, pretty sure. It's always been. Can you imagine, like, generations of women having to listen to a man with a deep, husky voice?
Can you imagine an actual Kotex commercial where it's like a big, broad-shouldered motherfucker in plaid?
I think that would be great, actually.
Just like presenting Kotex Ultra Thins with wings. Like, I think that might actually do great.
I think so too.
Really fucking weird. Especially if they cut away to the watch this weird blue liquid that we don't understand being poured into this weird cotton thing that we don't understand.
Oh man! I think
It's NASA in a cup.
am I gonna have to scrub out the company names of these things? I was just
Probably.
thinking that.
No, actually, no, because these are public.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, these are public domain. These
Okay.
are read for scripts and stuff all the time. These are, oh yeah. I'm gonna look around because there's a bunch of these sites that do test scripts like this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is gonna become a thing. We're doing this as a thing.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome, actually.
I got Maybelline Express Makeup 3-in-1. Ooh,
It sounds spicy. I just love that male voices for female things. It's always like.
it's always so
Oh.
strange.
It's
Even male voices for like vaguely female things, like hand cream, but by Neutrogena.
Yeah.
Do you want Strong's light hair? Strong as steel, soft like cotton. It's like,
you just
what?
sound creepy, bro.
Strong as steel and light
You
as
want
fire.
strong, beautiful hair
God,
like Tina Turner's.
oh my.
Just a deep
Like-
sniff.
Like
Ah.
how, like, sometimes you just forget how sexist business has been
Yeah.
historically.
Yeah. Neutrogena hand cream, developed in Norway for Arctic fishermen to protect their hands. 5 years of clinical tests prove it works better at rapidly healing dry skin and at retaining moisture longer. That's why it's trusted by dermatologists. Neutrogena hand cream. It works better.
It works better.
Oh, all of these
Oh.
are fantastic in like deep manly voices. Holy shit. There's like lipstick ads in here, dude. Golden.
All right, I'm gonna wrap it.
What now?
Well,
I just reached Nivea and Nicorette.
I know. Well, we gotta save some for next time.
There's literally millions of these. All right.
I'd like to thank you for joining us here on the Drunken Rebels podcast. If you'd like to contact us, leave us an email at drunkrebelspod@gmail.com. You can also reach us on Twitter @drunkrebspod. You can find us on Facebook by searching for Drunken Rebels Podcast. If you'd like to leave a voicemail that we could play on the show, give us a call at 631-913-8371. That's 631-913-8371. We'll see you guys next time.